Should I tell my dying husband I'm pregnant? Hey, this is really shitty, but I'm 39 female and mother of 2 teens and married to a 40 male guy I'll call Steve. Sorry if this is all a mess, it's a bit of a messed up story. Marriage was basically one of convenience. Steve and I are both divorced and have been friends for decades. This past spring, Steve found out he has a rare cancer, and the doctors gave him 6-ish months to live. 3 years ago, Steve sought out the daughter he had before his marriage from a one-night stand in his 20s. When he found her, he discovered his daughter, 10 years old, I'll call her Sarah, was being horrifically abused by her mother, who had had some kind of mental break, I guess. Anyway, he spent a year fighting for custody of this child he hadn't seen since she was a baby, and he eventually got it, then spent 2-ish years working with her and getting her to heal and trust him, and surprise, he's fucking dying. Anyway, the marriage thing was mostly about Sarah. We were advised that getting married would be the quickest, easiest way to make sure I get custody of Sarah when Steve passes, in case Sarah's mother decides to try for custody again. And as a side note, I 100% do want custody of Sarah. No question, I love her very much. She's already like a sister to my 2 kids, and similar in age. That girl has gone from not owning a fucking pair of shoes to being a funny, smart, all-around great kid. Anyway, we got married on paper, no wedding, and Steve and Sarah moved into my house. All the kids knew what was happening and were surprisingly cool with it. Yeah, so, stuff happened between me and Steve. He confessed he had been in love with me for a long time, and I just kind of said it all back to him, even though I'm not 100% sure of my feelings. It all just happened fast, IDK. Maybe that was wrong of me, but I wanted his time left to be happy, and I do care for him a lot. In the last few weeks, Steve has gone downhill very quickly. He is still mostly at home except for a few short hospital stays. There are nurses that come every day and he is on strong pain medicine, so sometimes he's himself, but a lot of times really out of it. He's basically just here dying right in front of my fucking eyes, and it sucks. And I just found out this week that I'm pregnant. I'm not sure that I want to keep the baby. I'm old as dirt with 3 teenage kids to think of. I'm strongly considering not telling Steve at all, but it feels very wrong. Telling him also feels wrong. He's more upset about leaving Sarah than he is about dying, so finding out he's leaving another kid behind will probably only hurt him. Having an abortion feels wrong. Keeping the kid feels wrong. Nothing about this is okay, and I really just want a cigarette and a bottle of wine. Comment from OP. There's not enough room on the entirety of Reddit to explain me and Steve's relationship, but I'll give it a try, if only to sort it out for myself. We were friends. I got married young. Big mistake. By the time I got divorced, he was married. After he got divorced, I was dealing with major health issues with my youngest. Then Sarah became his focus. Somewhere in that mess, we worked full-time jobs, buried 3 parents between us, made and received late-night drunk calls from our exes. Well, sometimes the calls from my ex were from a jail cell, but it was always about time. There was just never time. This past year, being single parents together, we were a great team. Steve taught my oldest how to drive. Steve called me at work when his daughter got her period. God, that was funny. We had each other's backs. I was starting to fall for him. It seemed like it was inevitable. It seemed right. It seemed like we finally had time. But we didn't. And then everything just got rushed and pushed together and compressed. Like someone was pushing fast forward on our lives, or the writers were rushing the ending to go work on Star Wars, ha ha ha. So yeah, I love Steve. But the last few months have felt weird and artificial. I'm grieving for the relationship we could have had, we're supposed to have had, damn it, more than the one we do. Anyway, go hug your loved ones or whatever the moral is here. Wrote more than I meant to, and I'm fucking crying again, gross lol. Update. Added in the original post. I am pretty sure I'm going to keep the baby and tell Steve, but I want to sleep on it first. Steve is out for the night. Thanks for listening. Going to do the dishes, feed the cat, and go to bed. Will continue to read and respond to comments when I can, and hopefully update at some point before the weekend. Update. Tot 2. Saw Obgyn this morning way too early. Seriously, why are you even open at 8 a.m.? And here's the twist. I'm not a month pregnant, I'm like 3+ months pregnant. No, I'm not relieved, I'm pissed off that I had another choice taken away from me. I'm sick of my life feeling like a speeding train that I have no control over. I'm sick of everyone romanticizing everything. I'm tired of everyone saying I'm strong when I feel like I'm just doing the bare minimum to keep my head above water. I'm just going to be angry for a little while, thank you. Comment from OP. So, actual conversation I had with my Obgyn less than 30 minutes ago. Paraphrased. Me. Is the old IUD in there dangerous to the baby? Doctor, I took that out 5 years ago when it expired. Me. I have no memory of that. Are you sure it was me? Doctor, you said you didn't want another because all men are trash, and you were planning on running away and joining a lesbian commune. Me. Yeah, that sounds like me. In my defense, 5 years ago was when my younger child was having a tumor removed from his spine, and his father showed up at the hospital with a 20-year-old girlfriend. So, yeah, I may have blocked a few things out from around that time in my life. Update number 3, found out I'm like 15 weeks pregnant, not 4. The baby is a girl. She will be loved and a welcome part of our family. I will tell Steve. Feel free to keep commenting as I enjoy commenting back, but the decision has been made. Thanks, everyone. Edit. I've gotten like 5 messages that you can't tell sex of the baby that early, and y'all can go take it up with the tech who seemed pretty fucking sure of herself. In the comments, OP, I'm about to word vomit on you, I'm so sorry. Last night when I posted, I was just sad and scared, and then so many people reframed everything in this romantic way, and I kinda got swept up in it and went to bed thinking I would choose to keep the baby, and everything would be amazing and beautiful and blah blah blah. Then I woke up this morning and was just kind of slap happy and in a daze. Then I find out I'm way further along than I thought, and the reality of it just completely knocked the wind out of my sails. I'm mad that I never really had a choice, and I'm mad that people think it's so romantic to have a dying man's baby inside me, and I'm mad that I came home ready to talk to Steve and I can't because Sarah is skipping school again. And I get that she wants to spend time with her dad, but I made a fucking deal with her that if she finishes this week, she can take next week off, and even worked it out with her teacher, FF Psy. And they've started Stranger Things Season 3, and I want to just scream at Steve. Why are you starting a new show when you don't even know if you'll live to finish a sandwich? And of course, I can't yell that because you can't yell at dying people and tell them they're dying, nor can you yell at them to just stop fucking dying, which is what I really want to do. And he's all doped up and going on about how he's Hopper and Sarah are 11, and no, you're fucking not. You've sat at a desk and got fat the last 10 years, and you've never punched anyone in your life. And you goddamn well did not get that girl by leaving Eggos in the woods. You were in court for a goddamn year, I was there, and it was hell, you asshole. I'm tired of everyone glossing over the shitty truth of everything. In life is like 90% just annoying maintenance of our shitty gross meat sack bodies and paperwork, and you get maybe 10% of real actual stuff that matters. And when that stuff happens, you're not even ready for it, good or bad, because you're tired and worried about bills and you're only half paying attention. And then later you're like, oh, that was the most romantic night of my life because you chose to remember it that way. When really at the time you were just thinking about how you wanted to take off your itchy pantyhose and wondering if you fed the cat. Comment 1. I'm blown away by your situation. I have a sense, though, not to romanticize things, lol, that if you have this baby, which sounds like you must at this point, you will totally figure this out. You will be a great mom to all 4 kids, some good days, some bad days, but all 4 will be functioning adults, which is all we can really ask for. Good luck, and I'm sorry for what you are going through. Comment 2. Decide if you are keeping it. If you are, tell him. He can make videos and cards and do whatever that you can give your child as they grow up. It would be awesome to know that even if my dad dies before I was born, he had so much love for me that he made these things for me. OP. Yes, I'm keeping it. Of course I am. I'll tell him. We'll make videos and shit. Did anyone else see that episode of Queer Eye where the mom had tried to write cards for her twin sons for every birthday before she died, and she couldn't finish them because it was too sad to think of all the things she was going to miss? Yeah, now I'm sad again. Comment 3. How did it go? Was he happy? OP. So, I cuddled up to him and showed him the ultrasound picture and said, this is our girl, or something like that. He was quiet for a minute, then he said, she'll have a sister. Which is not what I expected, but I agreed that yes, his daughter will have a sister. Then he asked if I was going to be okay, and I said, yeah, I'll be okay. And we laid there quietly for a long time, and that was about it. He's been quiet today, but sometimes he's like that. I need to tell the kids and ask him about making a video or letters cards, but I want to give him some thinking space first. So I can't really answer about his emotional state yet. This is all I know so far. Tomorrow is my last day of work before I take FMLA, so there should be more time to talk in the coming days, or weeks. Final update. Not sure if anyone will ever check this post again, but for anyone who finds it in the future, Steve passed a few days ago. We're all okay. Things are okay. I'm doing fine. Paperwork is a bitch. I'm caught up on laundry. Everyone who read my comment that Steve and Sarah were watching Stranger Things Season 3 and didn't warn me about the ending could die in a Reddit fire. It was traumatic. What a world. Comments. All I can think about is OP was going through all this at the end of 2019, had baby early 2020, and then the world turned upside in March. I hope they're all okay. That's a trying few years. Oh, holy fuck, I didn't even think about the timing with COVID. God. I hope OP gets some therapy. This whole situation has to be one of the hardest things in the world to go through. Damn, I want to know about baby sister and how everyone is doing, especially Sarah. Poor OP. OP shows a lot of strength, and I admire her telling Reddit to fuck off with romanticizing the situation. And that's really all we do one way or another. The people who share their lives are venting and seeking advice, and we're getting a drama fix. It was good to get hit with a reminder that this shit isn't a movie. It's real life. That baby will be a love member of the family and a memory of her father, but she's not some sort of beautiful parting gift. OP will have a lot more difficulties to face but I hope and believe she'll be facing them with a lot of support and love. Wow. I was pregnant, 25, with a toddler, taking care of my dying 31-year husband from some rare aggressive cancer, and I've never related more to a post in my life. I fucking hated the romanticizing. Everyone telling you you're strong, everyone somehow pretending there would be a Hail Mary and he would live. He just needed to keep fighting the only the good die young as you cart the person you've watched shrivel up for weeks on end out the door to the funeral home. Ugh. Hope OP and family are doing better. So this is the end of the story. Tell me what you think about these stories in the comment section. Like and subscribe for more videos.